It's about musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hand for the right authority. They can't take your law in. Crime stopper here for us. We need safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see you must talk it. I mean you check. Do well for your safety. If you see don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
Robbie, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gully Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, so go 2024. Put it to the Ichiki.
When chicken say, so classic. on everything. I know you to say. You and your friends, who gossip in everything. But I want everything. Sometimes I think it's all right. Tell her you pass it in. Come to my house, you eat and you drink. Put the money where you got it over me. What did they say in the end? I need to do. I like the everything. I want to do. No despise the better we can get what we not keep gas. I'm not able to do that. Get on the floor. Tell them what we do. Everything is something that we produce. Get on there, make sure don't go to jail. But let the money spend.
Good morning, folks, and welcome to the program from the Print News. Today is April 7, and the year is 2026. We are back here this morning after a wonderful week of, Easter, and it's good to be here this beautiful and lovely Tuesday morning in the nation's capital, Monrovia. Right. Wendell Nimna is my name, and I'm here with Esther Daku. Esther, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Wendell, and good morning to all of you listening. It's good to be here again.
It's good to be here, and so we are here to run you through those stories making headlines in the print media. And let's say a big thank you firstly to our sponsors, Crime Stopper Liberia, headed by Omen Sam Zion, Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street, and the Old Road, Smart Road Junction. Exodus Best Price Store is that place where you can get everything for that special occasion. I mean, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. All is right there for you at Exodus Best Price Store. And also proud to be associated with the Print News is Mayuba and Sons Incorporated, one of the giants in the petroleum business in this country. So want to say a big thank you to them, our sponsors. So together, Esther and I, with the rest of the team, to join us shortly, the Radio LIB crew, will be sharing with you the Front Page Africa and the Inquirer newspaper. We have in our studio this morning the hard copies. So firstly, we will take top stories from the Front Page Africa newspaper. And let's take this first top story. Translating policy into timely execution. Africa Metallic Resources endorses government's decision to fast-track the Poto mining project for immediate release. And let's get to some governance issues. In the consistent struggle, SUP rallies citizens ahead of April 14 job and justice protests, receives unlikely endorsements. And then lastly, we will give you this regional news, breaking barriers. NRF manager Josita Nouvel Wento to speak at Africa Road Builders Inaugural Conference 2026. All right, folks, these are all good news for you. Grab a copy of the Front Page Africa newspaper and follow those stories. Let's move on. George warns of JFK closure if finance ministry skips second hearing in the U.S. $350K damages case. JFK to shut down if. And this court will not tolerate continued disregard of its authority. All parties, including the Ministry of Finance, are hereby ordered to appear tomorrow at 12 noon. Failure to comply will leave this court with no alternative but to take decisive action, including the closure of JFK. Councilor Nelson B. Chiney, George 6 Judicial Circuit Civil Law Court. Let's run a few lines. Very interesting story. Let's see what it's all about. Let's get to a few lines. Okay, I'm trying to make my way to that story. Let's get to it quickly. Okay, let's see what the story is all about. Let's see. It says here, a major legal standoff is unfolding at the Temple of Justice, with a judge warning of a possible shutdown of the JF Kennedy Medical Center if the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning fails to appear for a rescheduled hearing in the U.S. $350,000 damages case. This court would not tolerate continued disregard of its authority. All parties, including the Ministry of Finance, are hereby ordered to appear tomorrow at 12 noon. Failure to comply will leave this court with no alternative but to take decisive action, including the closure of JFK, said Councilor Nelson B. Cheney, Judge of the 6th Judicial Circuit Court Civil Law Court. That's the 6th Judicial Circuit Civil Law Court. The warning follows the ministry's failure to appear at its scheduled conference hearing on Monday, April 6, in an action of damages for wrong case involving Karin Gedu, Sekepro. The case stems from a botched surgical procedure at JFK that left the plaintiff with permanent injuries. The matter has already been adjudicated by the Supreme Court of Liberia. That's my phone. By the Supreme Court of Liberia. Please, you are distracting us, man. Marlene, what you want? What you want? Okay, let's continue. I'm sorry, folks, for the interruption. It says the warning follows the ministry of failure to appear at a scheduled conference hearing on Monday, April 6, in an action of damages for wrong case involving Karin Gedu Sekepor. The case stems from a botched surgical procedure at the JFK that left the plaintiff with permanent injuries. The matter has already been adjudicated by the Supreme Court of Liberia, which ruled in favor of Sekepor and awarded her $350,000 in damages, holding the government of Liberia liable for medical negligence at the country's main referral hospital. Despite being formally cited, the Ministry of Finance did not appear at the appointed time, prompting sharp criticism from Judge Cheney. Though court sources say representatives later arrived, the judge proceeded to reschedule the hearing for Tuesday, April 7 at 12 noon, that's today, issuing a stern directive for all parties to be present. The judge's threat to shut down JFK marks a dramatic escalation in efforts to enforce the Supreme Court's ruling, reflecting growing frustration with the judiciary over the government's failure to comply. Legal observers say such a move, while extraordinary, signals the court's determination to uphold its authority and assure that judgments, particularly those involving serious human suffering, are respected. The case originates from a surgical procedure at JFK that went wrong, leaving Sekepor with lasting physical and emotional harm. After pursuing justice through the courts, the Supreme Court ruled in her favor, ordering the government to pay damages. However, compliance has been slow. Institutions, including JFK, the Ministry of Justice, and the Ministry of Finance, have yet to fully execute the court's mandate. The Finance Ministry rule remains critical as it is responsible for authorizing and disbursing government payments. With the rescheduled hearing imminent, attention now turns to whether the ministry will comply. Failure to appear could trigger unprecedented judicial action, including the possible closure of Liberia's premier referral hospital, an outcome that could have significant implications for the country's healthcare system. For Sekepor, the case remains a pursuit of long-delayed justice. Front Page Africa will continue to monitor the developments. Well, that's the story right there. Let's take one more story from the Front Page Africa newspaper, and then we send controls to Esther to bring us more developments from the Inquirer newspaper. And let's take our final story from the Front Page Africa newspaper. Citizens blame weak enforcement to traffic laws for rising accidents, deaths. Police admit lapses and promise reforms. What is behind the high accident rate? I really respect the police. I must admit that they have made some progress, but I blame them 90% for the accident rate and the driver 10%. They know what to do, but at not doing it. There are so many checkpoints. There are so many checkpoints, and in most instances, they allow traffic violators to go with impunity once they receive a bribe. The police IG has caught them in the act. The government issue licenses without verifying if recipients are trained drivers. Highway patrols set up checkpoints to collect money instead of patrolling to ensure safety, such as removing breakdown vehicles that cause death traps. And in most instances, this leads to accidents and sometimes deaths. Joseph Walker Jr., resident of Cooper Farm, Louisiana Township. The Liberia National Police takes these matters very seriously and has been actively working to address them in order to reduce the incidence of road traffic accidents across the country. Why enforcement remains a critical component of our strategy. We have observed that a significant number of vehicle operators lack proper training in the rules of the road. Despite being in possession of driver licenses, this gap presents a major challenge to road safety efforts. In response, the LMP has initiated a targeted program aimed at training instructors from accredited driving schools. Sam K. Collins, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Chief of Public Affairs, Liberia National Police. Let me just run a few lines from this story, just a few lines before we go to Esther. All right, let's take a few lines. It's very interesting. This has to do with public safety. So let's take a few lines. Liberia is grappling with a surge in road accidents and fatalities, with citizens blaming weak enforcement of traffic laws, while police authorities acknowledge gaps and promise reforms. According to the Liberia National Police, 478 traffic accidents were recorded in the first 3 months of 2026, leaving 71 people dead and 309 injured. March alone accounted for 186 scratches, the highest monthly total of the quarter. Car-to-car collisions and motorcycle-related accidents made up nearly 70% of all incidents, with Montserrat County recording the highest number at 279. While the LMP says it remains committed to improving road safety, many citizens argue that poor enforcement, corruption, and weak oversight are the real drivers behind the rising death toll. I really respect the police. I must admit that they have made some progress, but I blame them 90% for the accident rate and the driver 10%, said Joseph Walker Jr., a resident of Cooper Farm in Louisiana Township. They know what to do, but are not doing it. There are so many checkpoints, and in most instances, they allow traffic violators to go with impunity once they receive a bribe. The police IG has caught them in the act. The government issue licenses without verifying if recipients are trained drivers. Highway patrols set up checkpoints to collect money instead of patrolling to ensure safety, such as removing breakdown vehicles that cause death traps. And in most instances, this leads to accidents and sometimes death. Mr. Walker criticized the Liberian National Police quarterly accident report, arguing that only 10% of road accidents are due to driver error, while 90% are the LMP's fault. He highlighted the lack of proper driving training, mental health checks, and effective highway patrols. Walker emphasized the need for the LMP to improve its practices, including including conducting thorough background checks and ensuring proper driver qualifications. He also suggested establishing mental health counseling sessions at drivers training institutions to address the psychological issues affecting drivers. Walker called for a collaborative effort between the LMP, the Ministry of Justice, and the Ministry of Health to enhance road safety. He called on the Ministry of Health and Transport licensing institutions to implement a brief mental health screening and counseling requirement at every driver training institution before issuing driver license or licenses to reduce risky driver behavior as recommended during the interview. He also called for coordination between the Liberia National Police, the Transport Ministry, and the Driver Licensing Authority, LMTI, to standardize vetting and qualification procedures for driver schools and licensing to prevent unvetted issuance of drivers authorizations. He called for reform and improvement of highway patrol operations, including regular active patrolling along highways, not static checkpoints, and clearer oversight to prevent corruption and ensured rapid response to breakdowns and high-risk road conditions. Esther, I think we can stop here and send controls to you to bring us more developments from the Inquirer newspaper.
Of course, we have the Inquirer before us this morning, and the top story here says NDA policy crisis deepens, CSA defense policy, but this is right here, and we'll take some lines. Serious debate over the transparency and confidentiality within Liberia's public sector has intensified as the civil service agency firmly defended its newly introduced non-disclosure agreement, insisting they are fully aligned with the country's Freedom of Information Act and whistleblower protections. The CSA also sought to calm rising public concern, clarifying that the mandatory NDAs for civil servants do not violate existing transparency laws, but argued that the agreements reinforce Section 59 of the Civil Service Agency Resource Policy Manual, which requires public officials to safeguard sensitive government information. The clarification, however, follows a sweeping set of directives unveiled by the CSA aimed at tightening discipline, improving accountability, and restoring integrity across government institutions. It says central to the reforms is the enforcement of strict alignment between annual human resource plans and approved personnel listing. Documents jointly developed by the CSA and the Ministry of Finance, and our completion is on page 10. We'll jump there quickly to bring you a few more lines on page 10. Development planning to guide all staffing and payroll decisions. Under the new rules, any recruitment, promotion, transfer, or payroll adjustment must strictly adhere to these approved frameworks, as unauthorized deviations risks administrative sanctions, including the immediate removal of irregular payroll entries. Heads of institutions and HR directors have further been placed at a forefront of enforcement, bearing direct responsibility by compliance. At the same time, the CSA's introduction of compulsory NDAs for all current and incoming civil servants has drawn significant attention, but the agency maintained that the policy is designed to curb information leaks, strengthen data protection, and promote responsible handling of official records. The CSA cautioned that the non-compliance could result in serious consequences, including payroll restrictions and possible review of our employment status. We will leave it there and take more stories. 3 months, no pay. PCC employees alarm. Serious tension is said to be mounting at the Painesville City Corporation as several employees report going without salaries for 3 consecutive months, raising serious concerns about the welfare of staff and operational stability of one of Liberia's busiest municipal authorities. The affected workers seeking on condition of anonymity described the situation as frustrating and unbearable, noting that a prolonged delay in salary payments has left many struggling to meet basic needs, including rent, transportation, and food. We have families to take care of for 3 months now. We have been working without pay, and there is no clear communication on when this will end, one employee lamented. Another staff member added, it is becoming increasingly difficult to stay motivated when you don't know when your next paycheck is coming. The situation has since sparked unease within the corporation, with some workers reportedly considering a slowdown or other forms of actions if the issues remain unresolved. Several employees also narrated that the lack of timely salaries not only affects their livelihoods, but Western has a completion. Let's run there quickly. Also undermines morale and productivity across departments. When contacted, PPCC Director of Press Jeremiah Deegan confirmed the salary delays, acknowledging that employees have indeed gone unpaid for 3 months. However, he said these employees are those who are 100% paid by the PPCC based on funds generated by the PPCC. As the PPC, clarifying that their salaries were delayed due to some challenges encountered during the start of the year 2026. That that's that's the story right here, and that's a Painesville City Corporation. Let's get that clear. And we have Bwaka cracks down on illegal arms, extends firearms registration order. This is right here. President Joseph Bwaka has signed Executive Order number 162 extending the mandatory registration of firearms held by civilians, aimed at tightening national security and curbing rising concerns over illegal weapons across Liberia. The executive order announced from the executive mansion yesterday, April 6, 2026, underscored the Christian has a completion of this story, the government's growing alarm over the unchecked proliferation of illicit firearms and ammunition, which officials say continue to endanger public safety and threaten the country's fragile peace. President Walker warned that the widespread circulation of illegal weapons has fueled armed robberies and violent crimes in communities, undermining years of post-war recovery and stability. He stressed that despite previous efforts to control small arms, the illegal possession and misuse of such weapons remain persistent and dangerous challenge. That's where we end that. Let's see more stories this morning at the back page of the Inquirer. LIMA backs 2 Chinese government scholarship. Okay, that is the Liberia Maritime Authority, and we have a lot of more stories to look at. Let's see. I think this is our final. Sorry, I don't want to dismiss Liberians. I don't want to dismiss Liberians, but Barack Liberia CEO cautions staff. The Chief Executive Officer of Barack Liberia Microfinance Company Limited, Dyson Mendivanga, strongly warned staff against fraudulent activities while praising the institution's workforce for their outstanding performance in 2025. Speaking during the BRAC Liberia Best Performance Award 2025 celebration held on Saturday, April 4, 2026 at the Riverside Beach along the Hotel Africa Road honored the team reaching every corner and empowering youth and women. He commended staff for consistently surpassing performance targets, but cautioned that the organization would not tolerate fraud or financial misconduct. I don't want to dismiss people. It's not in me to fire people, he told hundreds of staff gathered at the ceremony. But lately, my hand has been signing dismissal letters. I don't want a few people to spoil the excellent work that the rest of you are doing. He emphasized that the institution maintains a strict zero tolerance policy towards fraud, warning that any staff members found guilty of such acts will face immediate dismissal. I will not tolerate fraud. I put zero tolerance to fraud, he declared. Any issue to do with fraud, I will not hesitate. I will sign off and we will take you out. Despite the warning, BRAC Liberia CEO expressed confidence in the integrity of the majority of employees, describing them as hardworking and dedicated professionals. Well, so far, these are all of what we have on from the Inquirer newspaper. Let's hear from you.
Thank you very much, Esther. Just before we catch up with our break, well, folks, those were the stories from the front page Africa newspaper and the Inquirer newspaper. So let's recap those stories and then we take our break. That is, take word from our sponsors and be right back. All right, this one from Front Page Africa, translating policy into timely execution. Africa Metallic Resources endorses government's decision to fast track the Poto mining project for immediate release. And governance issue in a consistent struggle. SUP rallies citizens ahead of April 14 jobs and justice protests, receives unlikely endorsements, and breaking barriers. NRF, that's the National Road Fund Manager, Josita Nova-Wento, to speak at Africa Road Builders Inaugural Conference 2026. George warns of JFK closure if Finance Ministry skips second hearing in U.S. $350K damages case. JFK to shut down if. And lastly, citizens blame weak enforcement of traffic laws for rising accidents. Death, police admit lapses, and promise reforms. What is behind the high accident rate? Grab a copy of the Front Page Africa newspaper and follow the full story. The Inquirer newspaper here, the front page, NDA policy crisis deepens. CSA, that's the Civil Service Agency, defense policy. But let's get to know. Grab a copy. 3 months, no pay. PCC employees alarm. That's a small deal. Barca cracks down on illegal arms and extends firearms registration order. Let's flip you to the back page. Lima bags 2 Chinese government scholarships. That's the Liberia Maritime Authority. Bags 2 Chinese government scholarships. And lastly, for the back page of the Inquirer newspaper, I don't want to dismiss Liberians, but BRAC Liberia CEO cautions staff. And those are all the stories we got to share with you this morning from the front page and the Inquirer newspaper. We're about to take break, get word from our sponsors. We'll come back. We will draw you close to our talking points. So if you just joined us, we want to say good morning and welcome to the April 7, 2026 edition of the program from the Print News. Before we take our break, let's wish the Honorable Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Augustine Kwehi and Gafuan, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Minister Gafuan. It's a special one here from me here at Controls to You, the Minister of the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, Augustine Pehi Gafouin. So let's catch up while break and be back.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
Robbie, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, so go 20 pop. Put it to each chicken.
Folks, let's welcome you back to the program from the Pre-News and 2 many interesting show stories we share with you this morning. But our attention is actually drawn to the JFK and the police issue. All right, the JFK, the court threatened to shut down JFK if the Ministry of Finance fails to appear before the court today at 12 noon. So, 15 minutes from now, the Ministry of Finance is supposed to be at the 6th Judicial Circuit Court. All right, that's the 6th Judicial Circuit Court. Let me get it right. Okay, the 6th Judicial Circuit Civil Law Court. All right, have threatened to shut down JFK if the Finance Ministry fails to appear before that body before 12 or at 12 noon. All right, so the counselor is saying, Nelson B. Cheney is saying that the guys of the ministry need to appear because they are the one responsible to disburse government funds. And the actual reason they are appearing before the court is to give a reason why this $350,000 damages should not be paid to this woman, because from the story we read, the woman, they did some surgical work on her, but they didn't do good work that, led to, some damages on her. So I think her family took the case to court, and the court ruled that the JFK authorities did wrong by, conducting wrong surgical work on the lady. So they will have to pay to her $350,000.
Oh.
If they fail to pay that money, they will shut JFK down. So I don't know. Do you see the possibility of JFK being shut down by the court? And another issue has to do with the police and the accident cases in the country. All right. The total amount of cases reported since the first 3 quarters of this year is, let me get the figure right, is where is the figure? Where is that figure? Let me see, 470 something. All right, I'm trying to run through this paper, folks. The figure is somewhere right around here, and where is it? Let's see what is this is here. Okay, yes. All right. So according to the Liberia National Police, all right, according to the police, 478 traffic accidents were recorded in the first 3 months of 2026. So this is the breakdown. All right. And out of the 478 recorded accident cases, 71 people die.
Jeez. Wow.
71 people die. I mean, the first 3 months of
Just
this
the
year.
first quarter of the year.
Yeah, January, February, March. So 478. So 71 people die, 309 people got injured. All right. So this is how they give the breakdown. From car to car collision and motorcycle related accident made up nearly 70% of all accidents or incidents, with Montserrat County recording the highest number at 279. So this guy concern is that the government, through the Liberia National Police, they need to conduct workshops for drivers.
Yeah.
Because according to him, licenses are put in the wrong hands.
Right. That's one
And
of the major things.
he's not lying though. We all are drivers, all right. Some of all we learn the driving way, but we decided to do it the paper way, where you will know all of the various signs in driving. You know, when they ask you when you know they call it the infantry. When you go, you have an accident. When you go, they do the diagram on the board. They will ask you, "What gonna sign it? What gonna sign it?" They will ask you. If you don't know it, then it means you are now a driver.
I'm not cutting you off, right? I did not the ones responsible to put all of these measures in place when they're, because first of
That's
all,
why
will you be asking somebody that question when you gave them a drive?
Yeah.
You
So
gave the person driving lesson, and then you asking them what sign is this? What sign? I thought you should ask those questions before you
No,
gave them the driver lesson.
it happens when the accident have occurred.
That is
Then-
what I am
So
saying.
Esther, this is the issue, right? The police is not responsible for the issuance of driver license.
Okay.
All right. The Ministry of Transport. Now it has been, transferred to the Liberia Traffic Management. So the only time the police responsibility is to what? Is to control the traffic. When there's a traffic violation, when there's a crime committed, the police get on the scene. The first thing the police will ask for all of your driving
So
particulars.
is an accident necessarily a crime?
Accident is, I don't want to say it's intentional, all right, but sometimes people
Right.
under the influence,
Yeah.
they drink alcohol, and it's not advisable to drink alcohol and drive.
Right.
But some are always stubborn. We drink alcohol, we drive, and at the end of the day, we end up killing people for nothing.
So at the end
Some
of
people
the
are
day,
just reckless. Look, I don't know, but no offense to the truck drivers. I know some of you are just, very careful,
yeah,
but bulk of the truck drivers,
they are babies. Do you
bulk
see
of the
them?
drivers,
Small
when
children.
you see them, you say, but I mean, what the hell?
Who will be driving like this? And then when you get close and see the person, small little child who looks like maybe 18, 19, he's sitting behind that. We are not when someone is 18 or 19, you are mature enough to work. But when they're for God in heaven's sake, they are reckless.
Because there's no training they have gone through. They just go and say, look, learn how to drive the truck. When you finish learning, you go get your heavy duty license. Then they put you in the truck. So Esther, this is where I want to draw, or I want to shift some blame on the police. Because when you see a breakdown, the police will pass. All vehicles supposed to have reflector. Whenever you have a breakdown, you put that reflector so that car coming will know that there's a breakdown ahead of them. But they would take the grass and put it there. The police will pass right there. That's where the police supposed to get down and say, where's your reflector? If you don't have a reflector, you impound the vehicle and you make sure that they have that's the safety.
And
that's the safety part of the public.
And the saddest part about it would not many people have that. I don't have it though.
No, but there is a need for you to have it.
Yeah, it's important.
You need that reflector when you have a breakdown. Because that man coming, we challenge, our country is challenged now with electricity. So most of the time you're driving, like where we live in the Broadville Belt, District 17, our road is very narrow. All right? Our road is very narrow. But at night, when you see the truck drivers coming on that narrow road, they just won't kill people because that's how I see it. You already know the road is narrow. So why are you driving excessively? So that's where I want to blame the police. So I also agree with the citizen that the guys need to go through a workshop. That workshop will help them. It will tell them, look, this is how you're supposed to drive. When you're driving on the highway, this is the mile you need to cover. When you're driving in a community zone or school zone and everything, this is how you're supposed to drive. But all those things, we don't do it.
So they should apply for every driver, not just commercial drivers, right?
All commercial drivers, private,
exactly.
Everybody, all drivers, even some of the private drivers, even got driving private
that is
cars.
one of the reasons why I see it necessary that they put it as a policy, put it into the policy that before you obtain a driver's license, you must attend the workshop, you must pass the test. There should be a test when you just allow somebody to drive. You just give anybody driver's license. It's wrong. Most especially in this country. How many people go to driving school?
Yeah,
I did not go to a driving school to learn how to drive. You see
so
that?
when the police catch you now, they would know, say, oh, that guy who are on the radio station.
Even if they
catch you.
Do you know how many people they're not going to driving school, but they are good drivers?
I know,
so
right?
It's not just about the school, right? If the person did not go to the driving school, that is why you have your testing. You do the testing, let the person drive, see how they park and all of that. The different signs. Other countries do it when they're just to curtail this entire accident.
You see,
it's important.
That's why most of the time we always caution the motorcyclists and the keke riders, most especially the motorcyclists, because their body is exposed. You don't have anything that when there's an accident, when there's a collision, for you to get safe from it. That's why you see we're always told the motorcyclists that you need your gears, your driver, everything that you need as a motorcyclist, your head gear and that helmet. Because when you fall from that motorbike, your head is going
stuff for the knee too.
So everything, so the police, you guys need to be rigid. And the guys, these are good friends of mine, all right? The chief of public safety and the chief of traffic, all right? The chief of traffic is Alfonso Binda, and the chief of public safety is Fred Gade. Fred is one of the best investigators in this country. He has been conducting investigation when, he's one of the best there at the LMP. These are all professional police officers I'm here talking about. So, I mean, it's important because the police that, look, I can be a policeman, then I see a breakdown, and most of them, they don't care. You don't have to be a police of a traffic police before you arrest a situation. You see the man take grass, he put on the road. The first thing you must know that's violation. You need your reflector. So when you see that man putting grass on the road, you passing with the police car, the motorbike, you stop and ask that man for a particular. My man, why are you putting grass on the road? You have a breakdown. You know you're supposed to have a reflector. Where's your reflector? You don't have it. The police will pass. You know how many times would a pass by the police when there's a major stuff on the road? They ain't even care because they take all that. Why you see the crime will be very, because they take all the police car, they bluff with it in the night, they carry them home, they pack it and all that stuff. So Esther, the guys are just reckless.
They think that the car is to
drive
you to work and take you home. You are a security person.
You police officer.
Those cars
law
should be used for the intended purpose.
Yeah. Alfonso Binda and Fred Gay. You don't sit in your offices. You go on the field and see what's happening to your men. The violation, you know how much money the police will make a day? Because everywhere you go, and they can cause unnecessary traffic.
Because when everybody reckless now, because we know that at the end of the day, you will bribe the police now.
In the morning, ancient time, there are vehicles. There are vehicles plying major routes. No, the brakes not working properly. The headlights not working. No signal. The police can see those cars. Look at those killer bean buses. Some of them they not wanted to be on the road. Yeah, but our public safety issue we're discussing here.
Then when you come to that now, we would drag the Ministry of Commerce in this whole thing too, because it's the same with them. There's no quality control in the country. Everybody just bringing anything. So I ate something last week and I was so angry.
Now you know what me? I eat my. I know what the kind of thing
I was so angry.
I know the kind of thing I can eat already. I'm
why
not
do
a
we
big
even
time
have
eater,
something
sir.
like this in the country?
Okay.
Who should be eating something like this?
So we are
you're
just
just looking for a snack while you on your way home.
Yeah.
There, good.
So we are calling on the LMP,
thing,
Gregory Coleman and his team, Fred Gay. I hope you are listening. Alfonso Binda, my man. Look, you need to get serious. Look, that thing where people taking phone calling BB men and say, "Oh, my man, lead that man." Yo, look, if you're money people, then you will not do your job, because all the big people in this country, they only care for themselves. So you, the police officer, you are the law enforcement officer. Enforce the law. Enforce the law. Forget about who will call you, who will not call you. Your responsibility is to enforce the law.
Of course, no doubt.
I want to see that police officer who will stand up one day and say, "Let me lose my job because I'm doing the right thing."
At the end of the day, the public can forget about them. You know the officer, I don't know which of the hospitals he's in currently, and we're told that they have abandoned him. He was shot by one of his colleagues.
Yeah.
And he's going through it. When you see the wound is bad, he might even lose his leg. And we are told that the LMP is not doing anything about it.
Well, that we will have to authenticate, because I know under the watch of Gregory Coleman, we know that everything is not 100% perfect with the police, but he's making some strides though. So let's be frank about it. It's not the issue of politics.
No, it's not.
It's not the issue of politics. We're just trying to be real here. So Fred Gay, you are the chief of public safety. Alfonso Binda, you are the chief of traffic, Republic of Liberia, LMP RL. You need to step up your game. I'm telling you, you need to step up your game. Everything you want now, you got it. Most of the big guys in the police now, they got vehicles that they can move around, So you need to look, it's important. The issue of putting grass on the road now, the defective cars, you need to get them off, because in Monserrato, 279 cases out of the 478 cases in Monserrato, 200, we tapped the list. Monserrato, we tapped the list. It's very serious. There are vehicles plying the routes and nothing. Some of them no light. They can be depending on somebody laying in there to drive. Let me be sticking it behind the man because the man get bread light. No headlights, signals, nothing functioning. How can you drive a vehicle like that? Huh? So sometimes we can just talk and nothing is happening. Nothing. The very police that were passed by these people. Look at the killer bean bosses then. Look at some of the bosses then that come into town. To even climb the hill sometimes is a serious problem for them. So why you think people will not die like that from accident? It's a serious public safety issue. I'm telling you, it's very serious. So I hope those in authorities, will see reason to have, this situation put under control, Greg and your team. It's important. But Esther too, the JFK thing is a very serious thing, because I think precedent needs to be set. You know how many people that have died from wrong drug application? They gave them the wrong medicine, they died. What kind of country is this that people will not examine somebody a year ago and you just, the person let's give him this, let's give him that. People lost their loved ones for that. People die because the nurses, the doctors, they give them wrong medication. Why would somebody go do a surgical work and you did the wrong work on the person, you damaged the person? So the woman family said, no, we're not sit back and allow our mom to be like this. And after we pay all that money to JFK, they're leaving all this lifetime mark on her and damage her. So we take them to court. Now the court has ruled in the family favor that they will have to pay for damages $350,000. They need to pay that money. They need to pay that money. It's very serious. But we can stop here and take few calls. We'll read all of your comments, but it's very serious. The police, the chief of public safety, the chief of traffic, Fred Gay, Alfonso Binda, you guys need to step up your game. Make some money for the police, all right? Make some serious cash for the police. And this is how you're going to make money for the police. This is how you're going to make money. So it's not something to overlook. It's very important, Alex Miller, I'm going to give you a call right after the show. Please be by your phone. I need to give you a call. Alex Miller, a.k.a. Lion. But let's take a few calls. 0776-104-104, 086-500-104. The female line is 0770-297-016. The WhatsApp line is +231-86-500-104. All right, so let's begin with the calls. Where are all of the phones? Where are our phones? Okay, so yes, our phones are here. You can place your calls. Let's take you as our first caller. Hello?
Hello, Wendell.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. This is Sabani, the realist.
Sabani, welcome to the show. Let's give you a minute to say what's on your mind relative to our talking points.
Yeah, we know that man. What you're saying is true. And one of the main causes is I think that people are slacking when the no go zone for the motor backup. It's bad water. Let it take a few steps back, get back on it. I've seen plenty of accidents with motorbikes and cars, private cars, taxi, because they were at where they shouldn't have been. And the police go through, they're slacking on that thing. Let us step up the game.
Okay.
So, on the other issue, the police force over there, they will see something on the block somewhere. All the driver arrogant. Then you say, I'm an area. But you police now, but you say that he's a rich man. That's right. Now you can't be talking, man. I have stopped myself there. There was stupid traffic. I was directed. The car straight. Myself to started going.
Okay.
As a taxi driver, I've done that. So you police, but why you can't do it? Then you said, I'm an area. I'm going home.
That's true. Thank you.
Then I did my thing.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you, Melvin. Thanks for your contribution. Let's talk to another caller. Hello?
Good morning, Wendell.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's past midday. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm sorry. This is Mike, recording from St. Paul's Beach.
Welcome to the show, Mama. It's good having you.
Wendell,
Yeah,
It
Mama.
is sorrowful. So what you explained just now, everything right that what can happen. The police don't have time. Who say we now with the police? We want them. Look at the rotting trucks that can carry continue. They can get there. How do we not be kidding us? When you grab a motorcycle, you want money for that person. If the person does wrong, you will not even look at it. You will want money. What are they getting next? They don't have anything. Cars. They just have by the grace of God with it. But the police not doing the right because of money. Who said the vehicle don't know? He knows about it. Because some people can take videos. Even from Douala, we can go Douala and all. Take videos and send it to him, but you don't have time. Everything about the police is money. Check the police is money. Everything. When anything happens here with help us, we say, well, police will know. I'm a cow. I off the shift. For what? Why are you looking at this for? I was looking. We're taking in there. We need to thank you for everything. Therefore, bless you and stuff for breaking this out.
Thank you.
They must continue. They must continue to beat me.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ma Helena. Thanks for your contribution. Let's talk to you. Sorry, I will have to let you go. You call us with feedback. We'll cut you off. All right. So please, you have to move away from your monitor. Let's talk to this caller. Hello. Hello. You want me to cut you off too, eh? Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. The why political is true, but the man I'm not going to put a will have to join it now. They say I'm low. And it's not what I put in the cadet, but I still have the only one after the children are running their content, no spread land, no jail land, no single nothing. They're moving on the road freely. When the one in the scratch, I am outside and let it go. Nobody care what people let him for. So y'all got a channel, separate, let it sit down. I'll see you here where I'm together.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Just make sure while you're hustling with your keke, do the right thing. Don't violate. Let's talk to another caller. Hello.
Thank you very much. Morning, Winter.
Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Winter. That's Mohammed. And I call from a Popo Corner, down Coast Bone Hill, Western Community.
Let's hear you, Mom. Let's hear you, Mohammed.
Thank you very much. You said all this morning. Winter, my attention has been drawn to the police. Winter, thank the return of Gregory Common to the police. Winter, the police have changed. The police that used to be on a Patricksville is not what we are seeing on a Gregory Common. Gregory Common has joined the police. I don't know how to just describe it. The only thing the police are after is money. They are no longer carrying on their professional attitude. The police is not a friend of us. The police is only concerned about what they will take home. Even the policeman will stand there dead. People will be attacking you. They will say, my man, go to the station. The only thing how to run behind the keke, the motorcyclist, and the start money for them on the daily basis. I don't know why Gregory has changed. It's better that Gregory we need one of President Ellen Johnson. But since Gregory returned, I don't know. So that's the whole police are beginning to wonder. Why should the police change automatically in the days when under President we are the police were criticized and under Gregory he has made the police to be, I don't know, you're looking at money making machine and they are forgetting all of that professional degree and worrisome. And this thing we need to flag it so that they can be changed like praise for all of us. No one is better than the home at the end of us. Let's continue to see on the network can be better. Thank you, Winter. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. Let's talk to you, this person. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
I want to talk on this morning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you're the boss. All this Douala, boss, I can put Douala. What are you not get like? That boss can be 4-2 TV rule. One of that boss, I get like, you pass it by the jungle, go all the way. I hope that person will be taking that risk to go all the way ahead. While I was like money. So buy for the police. Police that they just put it ahead, they find it over the The two, I want to talk the money again for somebody, the Java lesson. The government has said Java lesson is higher. The Separa for Java lesson now. They get around who else, the Separa. So they are not doing well for all. The Separa go to Java lesson. Why a tractor was never for the car, he was just there for the 2 hours there. So somebody will help you in the day, not get what I do. But now we go to LTN, that is the Separa for Java lesson. The Separa lesson is the Separa, that's only 5 lesson is the Separa. That is the Separa. The government has to work for all. Yeah, something in the street. You get it, something else. I want my man this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, people. Let me say good afternoon to the peace loving people of my brother, the voice of Mark Johnson. I don't turn calling for my district number 10 resident precise my data resident.
Go ahead, sir. You have a minute.
The IG now today has taken away the uniform of the police and put on the partisan side of the United Party. So this is the reason why you see there are a lot of accidents, because whenever people are exercising a constitutional right, people citizen, you're speeding, you take away people in the traffic police from a ticket, you take away CRD from the depot, they carry it to the protest side, just to get rid of the protest so that come to exercise the peaceful right to go on a government to the rightful thing. Government is only after silencing critical votes, after this thing that I'm talking about today, that we're causing serious accident within our country. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's take you this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, welcome to the show. Let's hear you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Anyway, I'm going to call you for forward the afternoon.
Go ahead, sir.
What my money afternoon, I'm thinking of the mineral party now, we are dying slowly. Everybody is in the water now. So when the water, my brother, you bring your water, what your mouth? Get the administrator and very coming. Who was dying for in a sickness, possible running.
Okay.
So when the water, everybody gets facing the water now, then the government can you pay the government big then.
Thank you. Thank you. That's another issue there to talk about. But let's talk to you this person.
Yeah, Mr. Ina.
Patience, why are you giving me that feedback?
Sorry, Mr. Ina. I read it down.
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Mr. Ina, you see, I was talking to the police for Alice. The police for said their problem, Mr. Ina. They got problem. That is last week. That imagine last week, Mr. Ina. I went to purchase radio in the store, in the flat store. I bought a radio. They were playing. I get a radio out of the flat man. They say, get the radio. I beg that man. They say, get the radio. I want to call police. You want to put that in, Mr. Ina?
No.
The police go arrest. I'm going to get water. I said, the police put me to us before that. We shouldn't pay any money to go arrest. You see that? The policeman said, go for it. I just go arrest.
You mean the policeman told you that?
The policeman told me, what time is the go arrest? I said, well, the policeman told us. I listen to you on Banana FM that nobody should pay money to go arrest or register kids. He meant that they go call it RG. And why the policeman told me, go call it RG, then go arrest.
Wow.
The policeman said that own parents. The policeman told me, they go call it RG, then RG go to the arrest. Now, your other friend said, my daughter, I'll follow you. The policeman said, go call it RG, RG to the arrest. The policeman said, they get parents, I don't get this on the list.
Okay.
The policeman, I don't get.
I hope the authorities at the LMP are listening. Gregory Coma and his team, because this is very important. To reduce the accident cases in this country, the police need to be very rigid. All right, Patience. Thank you so much for your contribution. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Good morning, Wendell. How you doing?
Good afternoon. Welcome. I'm fine. Thank you. Masisi, are you? Masisi, how are you?
Yeah.
What happened? It's been a bit. What's going on?
Yeah, but you not care to come to know what happened.
One thing about the woman here, you quick to shift blame.
Yeah, I can share blame because it hurt me online. You, all of you on our platform, you're not hearing me. 2 weeks now, when we see this,
oh man, Sisi, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's nothing to justify. I knew I was to get in contact with you because I stopped hearing you from some days. So I was to reach out and I didn't. So I'm sorry.
Thank you.
And whatever you're going through, I want to wish you well. Esther and I, together with the team, we want to wish you well. I'll call you after the show, but let's hear your contribution.
Yeah, thank you. Well, let me say hi to my daughter's wedding. He did extremely well for me. Yes,
Yeah.
reach out to me. Okay, do exactly. Yes, reach out to me. She kept to me my medical bill.
Okay.
Yes, she did well, yeah. So I said, thank you. You did doing this morning. Not anything. That God bless you and family.
Okay.
And the issue when I ain't talking about the police. Yeah, we're talking about anybody. Let's see what I want somebody do wrong. Let the police come on and say it wrong. And then that guy, oh, there you are, yeah. When the GA man came out and even from the head to the toe, they are breaking drugs in the body and the toes. What happened in there? And they fired the man. Because the man, so the people that they people are breaking the drugs, and I said it's people, even the head, they are breaking the drugs. So if the post stop to them, they only know who will stop it, but they got angry and they want to know what's stopping. But they never fire. Now they bring the spotted man, they bring the clean man, they bring the English man to be in the box now. The fact is just what happening to the spotted. They want to invest it. I could learn on the top of what they said. They just pull that metal to see that yes, it is a source. But it's showing them money in the car. 1 million, because they got 275. Why you see it? But the money go reach the corner. They don't come to me. They don't talk that way. They don't fair to us. They're not fair. They just speak. Let's just consider like a woman or like a man. So the man was telling me that all they came for is yes. Because if you see the chief starting with them, let's see the teachers. But what are the teachers today with them? What are the teachers? Why you keep your teachers? Who just we are? Why the teachers say just we are? They in the spot where you keep those people and they clean in your everything. The airport, the bottom. Look at Ryan, 1.2 million car. What we want to ride? They washing women and number for one. For 40 press. But then when I compare to the platform, they would have made the Europa car. Now, I got asking all on the radio, on EFBC, they say it's them. Tell me, last of the people like they say it's them. If I like people, if I know you're in New York, 7.5 person they can lie. They put you to take off. They forget you don't steal the body and both your therefore a useless government power. I want to say to you, thank you.
Thank you, Masisi. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I will give you a call. I don't even know what your duete is in this country because since she came, I don't know, but I'm told she's here. But let's take duete. If you're in Liberia, welcome. I think I saw a couple of posts from her indicating that she's here in the country. But we want to say welcome to Liberia, duete. Let's talk to this caller. Hello. Yeah, how are you? You have to raise your voice, please. I don't know what's you're going through.
I'm calling from Groveville.
All right, let's hear you. 1 minute, sir.
Yeah, I want to ask Marcy, all the things that she was doing, was she there? When the thing happened, how they take 2,000 for the day? She was there every day.
So you called to counteract Marcy, or you called to make your contribution? Is that your contribution? All right, thank you. Let's leave it right there. Let's take another person. We don't have much time for all of that. Let's take you. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. My attention has been shown today.
You didn't tell us your name, or your name is not important for us.
No, sorry for that. I'm Jeanette Keita.
Okay, let's hear you, Jeanette. After you will take a duete. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, my attention has been shown to the constant utilization of safety by the police. After all, I think police are there to protect lives and property.
Yeah.
But their own, the innocent citizens, and checking people that even when you want after you.
Okay.
So it's very much encouraging. So we're really like for the police to change their attitude.
Okay, Jeanette, thank you. Thank you very much for your contribution. We have Duarte on the line. Duarte, welcome to the show. Hello? Yeah, how you doing, Duarte? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm already back. So as for you see now, right over there, and you know, say I came to the station for you to tell when they'll say, oh, you were not here. You were taking here. You want to wait. You're not saying nothing. Ready, Esther?
It slipped
You got we got last thing I mean the money.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
She been there?
I came to the station.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
You're not there. I came there.
I was slap on I was slap there with my head. I was slap on when we leave from here.
I actually forgot though.
Sorry, Duarte.
I when they'll say I here to speak to y'all, but you're not here. You don't like well, you're not here, you stop. Your political system left me. My job left me like brother say because I told them say I'm not giving them no money.
Oh,
they
wow.
say I came through or one-way stop sign. So I thought if I come through the one-way stop sign, they ain't got no indication yet say that one-way stop sign here. I mean that one way here. Or they since I came through, that means I violated, right? So you're writing the ticket. They say they're not writing me the ticket. I should get them $40. I said I'm not giving you $40. If you're writing the ticket, I will take the ticket to Central to go pay and we'll pay for the ticket. I will not give you I'm not giving you 1 cent. 5 cents I will not give you. So if you don't want to read the ticket, I will not give you money. So the way they wasted, the people wasted my time when they also gonna receive hope, not even ticket. They go on there talking about they said the traffic. My fan I was saying I thought you said $40 again. They just came you gave me my driver license now, so I said, okay. They said they will not give me the driver license. They say on my own. They say you own your own. So you not get all the money. So I said, well, me, I'm giving you $5. Fuck that, I will not give you. You said the license already expired. You take it. So I left it with them. But I came to the radio station when there. You were not there.
Yeah, you read about that. Thank you. Well, Duarte, and hope you enjoy your vacation. All right. Yeah. Wish you all the best. Thank you. All right, folks. Let's get to Esther to read out the comments. Then we'll go home. Esther, let's take a few comments.
Okay, from the comment section, we have what do we have? We have Papi Keita. He says, good morning, Freedom FM TV from Dupont Road. He says, and Juja Wonwa says he's following. Chiba Kamara says, good morning to my Freedom FM family watching live from Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. We have Satisfy Morris. He says, I'm following from Banasville by Road. And Henry Tito Jr. says, good morning, Freedom FM and the Radio LIB crew of starting. They are not here today. Kelvin Chia says, good morning. I'm Kelvin Chia watching you live from EWB Junction. Cecilia Marsakwe says, watching from Norway. Winston Nana says, guys, we're not interested. Augustine Talley says, I'm watching you from Baltimore, Maryland, USA. We have Phoenicia's Junior Bar. He says, I'm watching from Newtown. We are coming back 2029. Talinton Wei Jr. He says, good morning, my Freedom FM family. I'm watching from my Popo office on Curtis Street. Darlington Rue says, good morning, watching from New Georgia, Ophir. Duarte says, your morning, old family. Stanley Bosses says, a very pleasant greetings to the peace-loving citizens of Mama Liberia, watching live from my residence in Congress City. And indeed, we are getting there. Just a matter of time, President Weah is coming back to fix the mess caused by UPIC's rescue hustlers. We have Gay Caesar Divine Grace Bazon Jr. He says, good morning, Esther. I hope you are doing pretty good this morning. I'm following from Bannersville, Geba. J. Abraham DG Flomo Jr. says, Abraham DG Flomo watching from Kakata. And Augustine T. Musa, he says, good morning. Josephine Sate Moan Amensa says, good morning, Freedom family. Stephen Slar says the police needs to have speed limits on the highways and streets, school zones. Of course, my dear. Diana Dennis says, good morning from my end. I'm watching from my residence in Manhattan, New York City. Thanks for the information to our motherland, Liberia. Jeremiah J. I think that's Payue says,
Yeah.
good afternoon, my dear family. I'm Jeremiah, following from Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. Thanks for the show this afternoon. We have Kuda Williams. You've been a very long time.
Hey, Kude, what's up, man? Kude
Yeah.
William.
It's good to have
good
you back.
friend.
Mhm.
Kude, yeah, man.
Wow. In the great US, driver license in America is about 25 to 30, and poor Liberians are paying so much and no help. Dwyer says, you are welcome, Mama. I think she's referring to
Masisi,
Masisi.
yeah.
Peter Tokwa says, good afternoon from Tubod Road. I think these are all the comments for you.
So far, so good. Those are all the comments we have on the show today. And I want to say a big thank you to all of you for being there. This is how we conclude this edition of the program from the Print News. And I'd like to welcome to Liberia Double T, call her T2, all the way from Newcastle, England, visiting Liberia. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy your stay here. All right, folks, we got to go together. We'll be here, God's willing, tomorrow. Until then, do have a pleasant Tuesday.